This is the Pennington Aquagarden 5-in-1 600. It's called a 5-in-1 because it does 5 different things for your pond. The first one is the pump. This is responsible for sucking water from your pond through the filter and then returning it back into your pond via one of the choices of fountain. The pump has quite a lot of features on it itself. The first one is the ease of access to the impeller. It's really simple. You just saw me unscrew that. We can access the impeller straight away. And what this means, it's easy to maintain or change the impeller should we need to. Every major part of this filter and pump system has guidance tabs, which means there's only one way of dismantling and reassembling all of the major parts of this filter pump. And that makes it very easy for people who are unfamiliar with this kind of system to maintain it and take it apart, which is great. The second feature, also on the pump, is this LED light. There's 2 different ways of making this function. The first one is to let the photosensor do its thing, and that means at night time or when it's dark, the LED light will come on automatically. The other way is to cover it using this tab, and that means the LED will be on at all times. It's on this ball joint, which allows us to point the LED light wherever we like. The third feature is this UV. You can see, easy to access, and this UV is what is responsible for removing and helping to cure your green water in your pond. We've got a quartz sleeve. Inside we have our UV light. When your pond water moves past this light, the light actually helps to get rid of that green algae. We can easily access the bulb using this twister, and that allows us to change it as and when we require. As I've mentioned, everything's got these tabs, so replacing this is simple as lining up the tabs and turning it around. The fourth feature is the filter itself. This is what's responsible for processing your pond water and removing a lot of the debris and waste from it. By moving the handle from one side to the other, it will unlock the lid. The lid is actually the first part of the filtration. This is a large mesh, and it helps to capture any large debris like leaves. Inside of that we then have our egg crate foam. This is very coarse and it has this shape for maximum surface area. This is responsible for capturing large debris as well. Beneath that we have our green foam, and this is going to be doing the bulk of the filtration in terms of removing particles from your pond. You can see it's quite thick, it's a bit finer than the black egg crate. Beneath that we have our fine media. All of the fine particles and green algae, this is what captures that. This green case actually comes apart, which means you can replace this, and it's recommended to do that every month or so because it does get clogged up quite quickly, but that means it's doing its job. Inside of the filter we've got our biomedia. There's 4 bags in here. You can see the little ceramic rings, and that's where all of our good bacteria lives. Helps to keep our pond and fish happy. Remember to take this out of these plastic bags as you're setting this filter up, because it won't work while it's encased in plastic. This is just a surround. In the middle, this orange part is where the UV is housed, and this little clear piece here will show us when our UV is working or not, because it will glow blue. And it's just as easy to put back together as it is to take apart. You can see everything just slots back together really nicely. We can align that up, close the handle over, and it's all locked back into place. The fifth feature is actually how we return the water back to the ponds. We have got 4 different options of fountain. So we've got a bell, we've got a triple, we've got a tulip, we also have a daisy. These can be mounted on the 30cm telescopic tube. It has a ball joint on the bottom of this tube to allow us to orient the outlet should we wish. We've also got an extender of 20cm, so you can actually go pretty high, 50cm with this fountain. This is our controller, so we can see from the top here that's where our fountain will come. We've got a flow controller on both. This outlet here, we've got a number of different pipe fittings here, which means that we can either run a small waterfall or another feature from this same pump. So cabling is a concern for a lot of people, and on this unit we have 10 meters, which should be ample to reach your power outlets.